welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to play the guitar solo from the song To Be With You from the band Mr. Big. Now, this song was originally performed on an acoustic guitar. I'm using my Fender Acoustasonic, which is a kind of a hybrid, but you can definitely play this on a clean electric guitar, and I think it sounds pretty cool that way too. Alright, let's go ahead and jump on into it. Alright, first thing I want to call out here is that I'm using my fingers. I'm not using my pick at all for this solo. Okay, just like Paul Gilbert only used his fingers. There's one part of the solo in the original video where it looks like he's picking with a pick, but it's not. It's just the way he's holding his hand and hitting the notes. So if you want to sound just like the original, you're going to want to use your fingers. But if that's uncomfortable and you're accustomed to using a pick, certainly you can do that. Just know that it'll sound better if you use your fingers. The other thing I want to mention is that even though I'm not using a pick, you're going to notice the pick in my hand. I'm going to have it tucked away between my fingers. The reason I'm doing that is because right before the solo, he's using a pick. He's strumming, right? And so I just think it's a good habit if you're going to be playing the whole song to get used to playing this solo with your pick like in your hand somewhere, right? Because you want to be able to transition from strumming to finger picking. So I tend to, for this solo, I tend to put it between my middle and index fingers. All right, here's section 1 at normal and then slow speed. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to play the 2nd fret of the D string along with the 1st fret of the G string, a little E major dyad. Okay. Then we're going to play the 4th fret of the D with the 2nd fret of the G, and then slide that up 2 frets. So you're sliding 4 and 2 up to 6 and 4 on D and G. Okay. Then you're going to play the 5th fret of the B string. So far. Then we're going to play the 7th fret of the D string with the 6th fret of the G ad vibrato, and then 7 of D, 4 of G. Then we'll play 4th fret of D, 4th fret of G. So far. Then as we're holding down on the 4th fret of the D and the G, we're going to quickly hammer on to the 6th fret of the D, okay? So again, play 4th fret D, 4th fret G, and then quickly hammer on to the 6th fret. You do that twice, okay? Here's this section one more time at normal and then slow speed. Alright, let's keep moving. Alright, here's section 2 at normal and then slow speed. Now section 2 starts off just like section 1. Okay, the first 5 notes in there, or I should say the first 4 dyads and 1 single note, go like this. That's the same as section 1's beginning, okay? But I'll repeat what it is. 2nd fret of D, 1st fret of G, 4th fret of D, 2nd fret of G, slide up 2 frets, 5th fret of B, 7th fret D, 6th fret G, add vibrato, okay? That's the same as the very beginning of section 1. Then it gets a little bit different. We go up to the 5th fret of the B, along with the 4th fret of the high E, add vibrato. Okay, so far. Then we do this little part at the end. So we're going to play the 2nd fret of the high E, hammer on to 4, pull off to 2, pull off to 0, okay? 2, 4, 2, 0. Then we play the open B string, open E string, and then both together. Then we're going to play the open E string, and you give it a little snap, kind of pull it up off the fretboard a little bit. Alright, here's section 2 one more time at normal and then slow speed. Alright, let's let's move to section 3. Here's section 3 at normal and then slow speed. So again, we start with the same notes and chords from the prior sections. We're going to have the 2nd fret of D, 1st fret of G. Then we do that little slide up where we play 4th fret of D, 2nd fret of G, slide up to 6 and 4. And then 5th fret of B, 7th fret D, 6th fret G, add vibrato. 7D, 4G, so far. Then we're going to play 9th fret of D, 8th fret of G, 7th fret of B, little B major chord, add vibrato. Then we've got a little C minor chord up here, 11th fret D, 9th fret of B and G. You play that little chord twice. Here's the section one more time at normal and then slow speed. Alright, let's move to section 4, the final section. Alright, here's section 4 at normal and then slow speed. Now, of course, when I performed at the beginning, I was kind of being goofy and playing the harmonics over the top and the final notes. Obviously, you don't need to do that. You can do it the regular way. But let's break this one in half. And the first half is going to go. So we're going to start by sliding up to the 11th fret of the A string, and then 9 and 11 on the D string, 9th fret of G, 12th fret of B, 9th fret of G, 10th fret of B, 9th fret of B, add vibrato, 10th fret of B, 12th fret of B, and then slide up to the 9th fret of G, 11th fret of D, add vibrato, slide down. Now, remember at the beginning of the video when I said that Paul Gilbert looked like he may have been using a pick when he did the part? That's because of the way he was holding his hand and hitting the strings, okay? So it looks like what he's doing in the video, which is probably how he performed it, is he's hitting the first note, that slide up to the 11th fret of A with his thumb, and then he starts picking with his index finger like this, okay, for the next couple of notes. And when you watch the video, it almost looks like he's picking, but he's not. He's plucking those notes, as I just showed you. Now, you can certainly finger pick it however you want. You'll notice that when I perform it, I'm kind of just alternating my fingers. I don't really think about it. I just do what comes naturally, but I wanted to call that out. So here's that first part again, slowly. And the second half of section 4 goes like this. So we're going to start by playing the 5th fret of B, 4th fret of high E, add vibrato. Then remember when we did this little lick earlier? So we're going to play the 2nd fret of the high E, hammer onto 4, pull off to 2, pull off to 0, okay? 2, 4, 2, 0. And then then open fret of B, then both the B and E strings open, and then you're going to do a natural harmonics at the 12th fret of B and E. And then while those harmonics ring out, you're going to play 11th fret of G, slide up to 13. So again, the second half goes like this. Here's section 4 one more time at normal and then slow speed. Alright, that was my video showing you how to play the guitar solo from the song To Be With You from the band Mr. Big. If you found it helpful or informative, I would appreciate a thumbs up. And please hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will attempt to answer them as time allows. Until next time, rock on.